All right, let's dive into RPG Life Sciences. We're taking a look at their recent performance. You asked for it, and we got it. The official press release, investor presentation. We even have the financial statements and the auditor's review report.
Oh, wow, the whole
Yeah, it's
shebang?
like a backstage pass to their Q2 FY25 results.
That's a great way to put it. We're not just looking at numbers, we're seeing how RPG Life Sciences is telling their own story, through these documents.
I like that. Okay, so headlines first. RPG Life Sciences really blew past expectations in Q2. 12% jump in revenue year over year.
Impressive.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And their profit before exceptional items, it surged even higher by 22%. This tells us they're not just growing, they're getting much more efficient at turning that revenue into profit.
Right, and that brings us to their EBITDA margin. It's a key measure of profitability, and it hit a record 27.8%. Can you break down what EBITDA means and why it matters?
Sure, EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It's basically looking at the core profitability of the business, taking away all the accounting and financing factors. A rising EBITDA margin, like we're seeing with RPG Life Sciences, it's a strong signal that they're managing their operations really effectively.
So it's not just about making money, it's about being smart about it. Now let's get into what's driving all this success. Their domestic formulations business seems to be on fire.
Absolutely. They've got this five-pillar strategy, and it's really paying
The
off.
five-pillar strategy.
It's like they've built this engine for growth, and each of these pillars just keeps adding more fuel.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me. What are these five pillars?
All right, so first they're transforming what they call textbook brands into mega brands. Textbook brands, think of like those reliable medications everyone knows. It's like taking a classic hit song and remixing it for a new generation.
Got it. So they're taking something familiar and making it even bigger and better. What's the second pillar?
They're expanding successful products like Azaran, an immunosuppressant, into broader portfolios. Like they're taking a winning formula and applying it to new areas.
So they're not just relying on one hit, they're creating a whole lineup of winners. Smart. What else?
Pillar number 3, their move into biosimilars. They're essentially more affordable versions of those really expensive biologic drugs. It's a rapidly growing market, and RPG Life Sciences is positioning themselves to be a major player.
Wow, I didn't realize the biosimilar market was that hot. What kind of opportunities does that open up for them?
Well, biosimilars offer a way to provide life-saving treatments to a wider patient population, which aligns with the focus on healthcare affordability these days. For RPG, it's a chance to tap into a massive global market. It's expected to reach over $74 billion by 2027.
That's huge. Okay, what about the last two pillars?
Well, they're strategically entering new specialty areas like gastroenterology and dermatology, further diversifying their product offerings.
So they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And the fifth pillar?
They're equipping their sales force with the latest digital tools and productivity enhancements. It's all about working smarter, not harder, reaching healthcare providers in a more effective way.
Like giving their sales team superpowers.
Yeah.
So their domestic engine's humming along. What about international? You mentioned international formulations and APIs as emerging engines.
Yeah, RPG is investing heavily in modernizing their plants, building a robust pipeline of new products for the international market.
They're not content with dominating domestically, they have global ambitions.
Exactly, and it's already showing some promising results. International formulations are seeing double-digit growth. And their API business, which provides the raw materials for medications, is showing strong potential.
That's exciting. They're clearly playing the long game here. But rapid growth can sometimes put a strain on resources. How are they managing costs as they expand?
That's a great question. They've been really smart about cost optimization. It's not about cutting corners. It's about being strategic and efficient with their resources.
So, tightening their belts without sacrificing growth. What are some examples of how they're doing that?
Well, they've implemented this structural approach to cost management, constantly looking for ways to streamline operations, reduce waste. They're also using technology to automate processes and boost efficiency.
Makes sense. And the result?
Well, they've been able to maintain this steady margin expansion trajectory. They're basically getting better and better at turning revenue into profit. It shows their financial discipline.
They sound like really good stewards of their resources. Now, here's something that jumped out at me. They're debt-free. That's pretty remarkable for a company growing this rapidly.
It is. And it puts them in an incredibly strong position. They have a lot of flexibility to make acquisitions, invest in new products, expand into new markets. It's like having a treasure chest of gold. to fund their future adventures.
I like that analogy, speaking of treasure. There's this interesting detail buried in the financial statements, a land deal. Tell me about that.
Ah, yes. RPG Life Sciences is in the process of selling surplus land at their Navi Mumbai plant. It's a prime example of their smart financial management.
So they're not just sitting on idle assets.
Right. They're actively looking for ways to unlock value, generate cash flow.
Like finding hidden treasure on the balance sheet? What kind of impact will this land sale have?
Well, it's going to generate a significant cash inflow, further strengthening their already impressive cash reserves. It gives them even more firepower to go after those growth opportunities. A really brilliant move.
It certainly seems that way. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about sustainability. It's great to see RPG highlighting their commitment to ESG, environmental, social, and governance factors.
Yeah, it's becoming increasingly important these days for companies to really show their commitment to sustainability. And RPG Life Sciences is walking the talk. They've implemented a number of initiatives to reduce their environmental impact and promote social responsibility.
Like what? Give me some specifics.
They're focused on reducing carbon emissions, improving energy efficiency, promoting employee well-being. They've set some pretty ambitious targets. For reducing their carbon footprint, they're investing in renewable energy. And they're also actively promoting diversity and inclusion in their workforce.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's great to see a company that's not just focused on profits, but also making a positive impact. Now, one thing that really stood out to me in all these reports is their emphasis on digitalization. It seems like they're really embracing technology to transform the business.
Absolutely. They're using digital tools across all aspects of their operation, from manufacturing and quality control to sales and marketing. It's not just a buzzword for them, it's a core part of their strategy.
What are some of the ways they're using technology? Give me some examples.
Well, one example is their RPG Serve platform. It gives doctors 24/7 access to product information and support. It's like having a virtual sales rep right at their fingertips. They're also using AI-powered systems to optimize their manufacturing processes, predict equipment failures, ensure everything is running smoothly.
Wow, sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries. All this innovation and expansion requires a really strong foundation. How is their organizational structure evolving to support their goals?
That's a key point. They're not just focused on external growth. They're also strengthening their internal capabilities.
Yeah.
Investing in talent development, streamlining processes, fostering a culture of innovation and collaboration.
Building a company that's agile, adaptable, ready for anything. But even with the best strategy, the brightest minds, there are always potential risks, right?
Of course, no business is immune to risk. One potential challenge for RPG Life Sciences is the competition. The pharmaceutical industry is very competitive. They're facing pressure from rivals, both domestic and international.
Right. What other risks should we be aware of?
Another risk is the regulatory landscape. It's constantly changing. The pharmaceutical industry is heavily regulated, and any changes could impact RPG's ability to operate.
Makes sense. What about the biosimilar market? They're entering that. Any risks specific to that?
Well, the biosimilar market is still relatively new. There's always uncertainty about how it will evolve. They'll need to navigate complex patent laws, build trust with healthcare providers, compete against those already established players.
So it's not just about having a great product. It's about navigating a complex market.
Exactly. But RPG Life Sciences seems well equipped to succeed. They have a strong track record, a clear vision, and a team that's willing to take risks.
Prepared to face the dragons.
They are, and they seem to have the tools and strategies to slay them. Now, let's talk about their multi-year transformation agenda. It's clear they're not just reacting to market trends, they're proactively shaping their future.
This is where we really get a glimpse into their long-term vision. I'm all ears.
It's all about building a stronger, more agile RPG Life Sciences. They're focusing on migrating to higher margin products, developing strategic assets, expanding their global footprint, embracing digitalization, and strengthening the organization as a whole.
Sounds like they're leaving no stone unturned. Like they're taking the business apart and rebuilding it. Even better, piece by piece.
That's a great way to put it. Now let's circle back to that interesting detail we found, the land deal.
Right, the surplus land sale at their Navi Mumbai plant. It seemed like a small thing in the financial statements, but you said it reveals a lot about their strategy.
Exactly. On the surface, it's just an asset sale. But remember, this is a company with impressive profits, zero debt. They're not desperate for cash.
So it's more than just boosting their bank account. What's the bigger picture?
It signals a proactive approach, to managing their portfolio. They're not just holding on to assets. They're constantly evaluating what's creating value.
And the timing is interesting too, right? They're generating all this cash from operations, And now this influx from the land sale.
Exactly. It gives them even more flexibility to pursue their growth plans. Acquisitions, new product development, new markets. They have a war chest ready to go.
Doubling down on growth. This land deal might seem like a small detail to some, but it sends a message to investors.
Oh, absolutely. It reinforces their reputation for financial discipline, savvy decision-making. Investors love to see that. Companies that are proactive, strategic with their assets. It builds confidence.
It's like take care of the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. But we're talking about a lot more than pennies here.
A lot more. And that's why it's important to dig deeper. Look beyond those headlines. See those subtle moves that reveal a company's true character. So, what do we have here? A company with strong financials, a commitment to sustainability, a forward-thinking approach to technology, and a clear strategy for growth.
It's an impressive picture, no doubt.
Yeah.
But as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing our listeners should keep in mind as they follow RPG Life Sciences?
I think the big takeaway is this. RPG Life Sciences is not content with just riding the wave. They're actively shaping their future. Through strategic decisions and investments.
They're not just playing the game, they're changing the rules.
Exactly, and while their current performance is excellent, the pharmaceutical industry is constantly evolving. They'll need to stay agile, adaptable, to navigate challenges, capitalize on new opportunities.
So it's not just about looking at past performance. It's about understanding their vision, their ability to execute.
Precisely, and that leads to a thought-provoking question for you. Given their focus on innovation, expansion into new markets, their commitment to building a strong global presence, could RPG Life Sciences become a dominant force in the global pharmaceutical market in the coming years?
It's a question worth exploring. They certainly seem to have the right ingredients. A strong foundation, a clear vision, a drive to innovate and grow.
And that's what makes these deep dives so fascinating. We're not just summarizing information, we're uncovering those hidden insights, exploring possibilities, sparking new questions. It's a journey of discovery, and we hope you've enjoyed this exploration.
Of RPG Life Sciences. We've certainly uncovered some valuable insights today, and I hope this deep dive has given you a richer understanding of this company and its potential. Remember, knowledge is power. We encourage you to continue exploring, asking questions, forming your own conclusions. Until next time, happy diving